Hey Legends, we're here on behalf of Legends for Charity, meeting one of our great charities, Ruth from Starting Over Dog Rescue. Just sitting here chatting with Ruth, I think firstly we want to get a bit of an understanding how this all started. Where did it all start from?
All started about 15 years ago when there was so many dogs being killed in pounds, probably 95% of the dogs in the country. So the city dogs fared a little bit better, but the dogs in the country, and specifically Mildura, there was 95% of the dogs in the pounds being killed. The lady, Linda, who originally started this, was part of a white shepherd rescue, and she set herself up, she was going to rescue just white shepherds. And then she saw so many other dogs in the pounds that were dying and decided to extend to get other dogs. Then a few puppies started coming down. I saw one of these puppies, I adopted this puppy, and it's tied up my life ever since. Beautiful dogs, but just being put down because there was a drought, there was no room in the pounds, and the pounds didn't try very hard to get their dogs adopted out. It's much easier to put them down. I'm not sure whether people are aware, but if you surrender a dog to the pound, it can be put down as you turn around and walk out the door. There's no time for that dog.
So that's largely the difference between like a pound and someone like you guys who are essentially trying to rehome every dog.
A rescue is totally different. We take the dogs in, we get all their vet work done. We don't have a time limit on them. The pound's time limit is 8 days for a stray, and some of the pounds will give 14 days if a dog is actually chipped. So if the owner doesn't turn up, and if the dog doesn't get adopted from the pound, and lots of pounds will no longer run adoption programs, so it is totally up to rescue groups now. And if we can't get them out, but we don't put a time limit. We've got dogs that have been in care for 2 years, and we just keep them going because eventually there is a home for each dog. If a dog is really aggressive to people and humans, we actually put them down because there is no place in society, unfortunately. Bolt came down to me. I call Mildura my heart pound. Bolt came from Mildura as well. He came to me as a foster. He had, his nose was broken, his teeth were broken, and he was just a pup. He was under 6 months, and he was terrified of everybody and everything. He had 3 failed adoptions. One was with my daughter, but he just didn't stick anywhere, but he loved me and he loved my dogs, so he's ended up here. And
so where are a lot of these dogs coming from? Like you're saying, they're coming over with problems at farms. So is it are city people generally getting better with looking after dogs?
I've got to be really careful how I say this. Yes, city people are better at looking after dogs. I think a lot of the dogs in the country, once they get out and they get in the pound, a lot of the owners will not go looking for them because they can go to Joe Blow next door or someone out of the road whose dog wasn't de-sexed, they've had a litter of puppies, and they'll just get another one. Dogs in the country are different to dogs in the city. Dogs in the city are companions. Dogs in the country,
they're workhorses, or work dogs.
They're tools. They are tools. Some of them are a lot more valued than others. Some of them, if your best droving dog got out, you'd want that back in a hurry. But if one of the ones that didn't work too well was out, you'd say, oh well.
Yeah, I've had those dogs before. I think my last dog.
I'll replace it anyway. Look, it's only 20 years ago, not even 20 years ago, when dogs on farms who were useless, instead of feeding them, letting them live their lives out, they just take them out and shoot them. So there's been a big change in animal welfare attitudes. And that has all been since Facebook, since things started getting spread around. City people started realising what was happening and saying, oh my God, I didn't know. That's why every pound is built next to a tip. You walk the dog from the pound to the tip, you shoot it, and then next one. And they'd have dogs lined up, waiting to be shot.
That's the sad part. That's the reality of it.
We have managed to stop that now. There are still a few pounds in Victoria. They're not supposed to, but there are still a few pounds in Victoria that get rid of their dogs that way. Otherwise, they take them to the vet.
Yeah.
And the vet puts them down. That's supposed to be law now, but it's not always able to be done in especially small country places because a lot of them don't have vets.
No. And you're saying you've got a good team, like you've got a bit of a team there, or
volunteers? We have a fantastic volunteer team. They are amazing.
So what are the kind of volunteers that you're looking for?
So we have volunteers, obviously, to be foster carers. So if you've got anybody out there who is, you obviously need a little bit of a backyard and a little bit of time, not a lot of time, but it's great for people who are maybe feeling a bit disadvantaged or lonely at home. There's nothing like a dog to stop you from feeling lonely, because the minute you are, they come up and they're pushing you and saying, come on. You get them out for a walk, or you just sit there and talk to them. Their dogs are amazing therapy.
So how do you find your dogs? How do people contact you about a dog?
We have evolved over the last year. So we used to take surrenders. We rarely take surrenders now. Our dogs are pound dogs because of the limited amount of time that pound dogs have. So we start off at Broken Hill, and then we go across to Wentworth, which is on the border. So most of our dogs are from along the border. Wentworth on the border, then we'll go Mildura, Deniliquin, Balranald, Swan Hill, Robin Vale, Loddon, and all the little ones on the way down, Beloke, Bendigo, Ballarat. They're not little, but Bendigo, Ballarat. So we try and clear out those.
Where are those dogs coming
Horsham.
from?
Oh, they're all pound. We only take pound dogs.
Yeah,
now,
but
basically.
where are they? Are they stray dogs?
Most of them are strays.
Yeah.
The majority
People
are
dropping
strays.
them off,
And
or they're rescuing from places.
No, they probably see them out wandering, call the ranger, or some of them get them and say, look, I don't know who this dog belongs to.
A lot of them are.
And there's a lot of people who say, oh, we found this dog wandering, and they've forgotten that the dog was microchipped. And guess who the dog's microchipped to? The person who found the dog.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah.
And a lot of those
So there are
farm dogs
surrenders.
aren't going to be microchipped.
They're not.
As well.
They're not all farm dogs. No, there is no legislation for farm dogs. If you've got a working dog, they come under different legislation to your ordinary dogs. So there is no compunction for them to be chipped or desexed or any of that. In fact, they don't like them being desexed because they say they don't have the same drive.
So you have a really good relationship with the local rangers up that way, and they contact you, or do you pop in and see them?
We get a list from the pound every week of the dogs that are going to be put down. And unfortunately, if we don't take the dogs, they are put down. So we pay for kenneling. Yes, we have a good relationship with the rangers, but no, they don't want to hold the dogs for a couple of weeks. It's either we get them out into kennels or they die.
What about with vets? You know, sometimes in the city, dogs get handed into vets. They
have to. So if you find an animal,
the
legislation says you have 24 hours to hand that dog in to a ranger or a vet. So you're not supposed to keep hold of it and try and find its owner.
Because I have a couple of times.
Yeah.
Well, I've just rang the number on the collar or whatever.
I bang on about that all the time. If you've got a dog, put a tag on it. Put an ID tag on it. If it's got a collar, what's the use of your bloody collar if it hasn't got an ID tag? None.
100%. And that's why that's what I'm talking about basic responsibility.
Yeah, but you can't. We can't take a dog off the street. It must go through the pound.
Yeah. So with money wise, let's get down to tin tax money. So
last year?
Do you get any funding from the government at all?
We apply when they have rounds of grants, but the Lost Dogs Home, the RSPCA, and the big shelters who are sort of private, they get in and they get the majority of the money. We get a bit. We applied for a grant about 5 years ago and we bought the trailer. It is hard to get money. They did have a round of where you could put in and get some money. That was 2 years ago, but overall, no, would not pay for our vet bills, none of that. Our vets are really good. Most of our vets look after us really, really well. You know, they'll give us a decent discount. Other vets, No, but and because we cover such a large area, so we've got girls up in Ballarat, we've got girls down in Gippsland, and I say girls because it is mainly women.
Yeah.
We have got a few blokes who, bless them, are wonderful. We do Bendigo, we've got up near Shepparton, we've got all around the Whittlesea, all around the Yarra Ranges. We go down to Gippsland and we come back up the coast to Mornington. We go down as far as Armstrong Creek, Geelong as well. So we cover a really big area. So we've got vets in all of those places, or most of them. We do have vets who, we'd like to get all of our animals there, but the logistics are just too hard. Too hard.
Yeah.
As it is, transport comes in on Friday. It arrives at a set point in Melbourne, and we have volunteers go out there to pick up the dogs and ferry them all around these parts.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a logistic nightmare, I can tell you. But so far, touch wood.
So volunteers, transport, foster carers.
Yep. And
what other sort of volunteers are you looking for?
We do fundraisers as well, so people come and help us when we're running markets or.
Yeah, you had like sausage sizzles. And
sausage sizzles.
Stuff.
Yeah. So we can always use people.
So it's always hands on. It's basically whatever.
We get lots of people offer to help with admin, but unfortunately, unless you know what you're doing, it's just too hard.
Yeah.
You can't sit down and say, right, and then you're looking at
by the time
what's
you
going
over
on
and explain it. Okay. So money's always going to be tight.
Money's always going to be tight, and it's because we turn over so many dogs. And if you consider that each dog we take in is very rarely less than 600 dogs.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely.
Yeah. And we said you started with wanting to do, maybe a dozen dogs a year or something.
Yep. And now, like I said, it's going to be closer to somewhere between 1,800 and 2,000 this year.
Is it getting better?
No.
Less dogs?
No.
It's getting worse.
No. Because things went crazy, and I know I'm harking back to COVID.
Yeah.
But everybody wanted a dog over COVID, so all the backyard breeders started up, and they're still churning them out.
Yeah.
And they've got nowhere for them to go. We'll get a call from the pound saying, "Oh, these people couldn't sell the last dogs in their litter." And they've kept them for 6 months, and now
that surprises me.
They're not cute and fluffy and pretty anymore, so off to the pound.
Any one breed stand out from the rest in the way of dogs?
Staffies.
Staffies, yeah.
Or Staffies. There are...
The most popular ones.
Yep, and they have the biggest representation in the pound as well. Huge.
There you go.
But Staffies, all these breeders of crossbreeds, they've got a lot to answer for.
Yeah. So what are some of the success stories that we can share?
Funnily enough, the success is in being able to take more dogs out of the pounds. A lot of the people who adopt dogs come back a few years later saying they'd like to foster, they'd like to help.
Yeah.
So the success is we don't hear so often about individual dogs, and I don't, because we've got, like I said, 300, 400 people out there foster caring and helping. So you don't hear about a lot of them individually. I could tell you about one dog years ago. Was a failed guide dog. Came to us, and the foster carer noticed how good the guide dog was with their daughter. So it became an assistance dog, and he stayed there till he died.
Yeah.
And then we've got other dogs like my dogs. They probably don't think they're a success story, but they are.
Every dog, we love every dog, obviously, and every dog loves home, and it's something that's been true to me for a long time. Like most of my dogs have all come from bad homes, or not necessarily from rescue centres, but they've always come from people who couldn't handle them. Unfortunately, my wife won't let me have more than one dog because I'd be happy with having 3 or 4. You've got how many dogs?
Yeah, I can get you one easily. What you do is you take a puppy home and you say, "Oh my God, this puppy had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go. Look at it. How did you send it off to the pound?" That works.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. Sorry, wife.
So tell us about your dogs. You've got 4 dogs. All
3
from.
So I've got Bolt, who is a Heeler Staffy cross, a stumpy tail Heeler Staffy cross. He came from Mildura Pound. He was not really a happy boy when he came. I mean, he loves me and he loved my dogs who have gone to God.
Yeah.
He's 10 and a half now. And then I have, because the other Middle dog has died a few years ago. Then I've got Poppy. Her other name is Shit Dog because she's the boss. She tells everybody what to do. And she is a Kelpie Cross Dash Hound. So she came down she was from the Bendigo area. She came down from the pound up there. Then I have Peggy. Peggy is a little one. Peggy came from Swan Hill. She looks like she's old, but she's not. She's only about 3.5, maybe 4 now. She's got a dodgy heart, but she'll just stay with me forever.
Yeah.
So I keep the John West dogs. And then there's my daughter's dog who was actually born with us, and she's about 4. So she comes here, you know, if Eleanor goes off to the races or is doing something. This is her other home. I'm her nana.
Yeah, there you go, peeps. So, look, thank you very much, Ruth, for having us here today. It's been an absolute pleasure. You can donate direct to Studying Over Dog Rescue, or you can donate to the group through Legends for Charity.
We are tax deductible, so we have donor gift recipient status. So for every $2, you can claim it on your tax.
Yeah, beautiful. And there we go. That's what it's all about. So we're doing our best to bring a community campus together to get them supporting Mansfield RSL and Studying Over Dog Rescue. So if you've got any money, we'd love to see some donations. Like I said, if you need them tax deductible, you can donate direct. So thank you very much, Ruth.
Thank you.